What's up, family? Man, I bless each and every one of you. May God continue to guide you, keep you, comfort you, and aid you in your growth and development, as well as the healing stages of your life. Family, man, we got to grow up emotionally. We have to grow up. We got to grow up and understand that, man, your greatest battle is not going to be with other people. Your greatest battle is not going to be with another religious group or another ideology as far as politics or social issues. You know what I mean? Your greatest issue is always going to be with yourself. Stay with me. We're going somewhere today. And it ain't going to take us long to get there. So often we look at other people as being our enemy. So often we look at our family members as being toxic as hell. We look at our daddy, our mama issues, and our siblings, and we look at all these people as being our worst enemies. We look at our baby mamas, our baby daddies, our ex-husband, our ex-wife. We look at all these people who broke our heart, crushed our spirit, and we deem them as our worst enemy. We look at all these people that have crushed our spirit, man, devastated us, lied to us, cheated on us, betrayed us, and all the crazy stuff that they've done. I don't care what they've done to you. Your worst enemy is not them. Your worst enemy will never be somebody else. Your greatest enemy will never, ever, 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 ever be somebody else. Your greatest enemy will always be your ego. Your greatest enemy will always be you. We gotta grow up emotionally and understand this. You are your greatest enemy. You are your worst enemy. You are your worst nightmare. We got to grow the fuck up emotionally and understand this. It don't matter what they did to you. Your greatest enemy is always you. It's you. No matter what you've gone through. And I've shared my story numerous of times, so many times. I've shared the hell that I've gone through. What God has had to show me was, Elijah, it don't matter what you've gone through. What matters is how you perceive yourself, what you think about you, how you feel about you. What other people think about you is fucking irrelevant. What other people think about you is none of your fucking business. What fucks you up, Elijah, is not what other people think. What fucks you up, Elijah, is not how other people feel about you. What fucks you up is how you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself. That's what messes you up. That's what gets you all twisted up. The problem is we've allowed other people to program our thinking and our feelings of ourselves. We got to catch this. We got to understand this. We've allowed our circumstances, we've allowed the pain and the trauma and the different rejections and abandonment issues that we've gone through, we've allowed that to creep into us and to form an opinion within ourselves of who we are and who we ain't. Because we've gone through all this crap, we don't think we're worthy of love. Because we've been rejected and abandoned and unwanted and all this other stuff, we don't think we're worthy of love. Because we've gone through all this hell and all this pain and suffering, we don't like ourselves. We don't know how to value ourselves. Because of all the hell we've gone through, you are your worst enemy. I know that's hard to hear. It's not what somebody else did to you. It's how you respond to it. That's what matters. And see, so many of us, we've been so broken, so crushed, because we went looking for validation from all these other people. Because in our mind, we thought that, man, in order for me to prove that I'm worthy of love, somebody has to love me. In order for me to understand and believe that I deserve love, somebody has to be willing to give me love. Somebody has to think highly of me. And so we do all these things for people to like us. We do all these things for people to accept us. Because we've been programmed to do that. And then when people don't think highly of us, when people don't want to fuck with us, when people don't want to deal with us, when people don't want to be in an intimate, loving, honest relationship with us, we take on the identity that I'm not deserving of that. I want that, but something's wrong with me. Nobody wants to love me. Something's wrong with me that I'm not worthy of love. I'm not worthy to be valued and appreciated and adored. I'm not worthy to be listened to. I'm not worthy for somebody to just give their undivided attention to, for somebody to be honest and nurturing and compassionate and giving towards me. Because our circumstances have showed us that we don't deserve that. And it's not even so much that our circumstances have showed us that, it's that's what we think because of our circumstances. Because of the hell we've gone through, we take on this notion that we don't deserve all the things that we want in life. Because our daddy don't love us. Because our daddy didn't want anything to do with us. Because our mama never wanted anything to do with us. Now we take on the identity that we can't be loved. And then when other people come into our lives and they break our heart or they abandon us and reject us, it validates the identity that we have that we're not worthy of love. It validates everything that we feel about ourselves. All the self-hatred when other people reject us, when other people abandon us, is confirmation to us that we ain't shit. And that nobody's gonna love us. And it is what it is. We are our own worst enemies. Because we won't do the work to heal ourselves. We are our own worst enemy. We say we want to be loved. We say we want to be valued. We say we want to be respected. We say we want to be appreciated. But we don't even value ourselves. We don't even appreciate ourselves. We don't even like ourselves. We don't even love ourselves. But then we take on this thing that we expect other people to value us. We expect other people to love us and to adore us and da 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 when we won't even do it for ourselves. That's not even logical. That makes absolutely no fucking sense. You won't love you. And then you'll get mad because other people won't love you. You don't value you. And you'll get pissed and ready to fight when other people disrespect you because they don't value you. We got to grow up. We got to understand that. I teach the world how to love me by how I love myself. I teach women how to love me by how I love myself. I teach humanity how to respect me by how I respect myself. They ain't got to respect me. They ain't got to like me. They ain't got to love me. It don't matter to me. Why? Because I love me. I value me. I respect me. I adore me. I appreciate me. So whether somebody else do or not don't matter to me. That's not going to change who I am, how I see myself, how I feel about myself. We got to grow up. We got to grow up. We have to learn how to go from being our worst enemy to saving ourselves. We have to learn how to go from tearing ourselves down to building ourselves up. We got to learn how to go from just self-sabotage and just self-hatred to loving ourselves. And that's hard because it goes against everything we know, everything that we grew up learning from other people. It is what it is. The question is, can you learn to love yourself enough? Can you learn to like yourself enough to stop tearing yourself down? Can you learn to like yourself enough to stop disrespecting yourself? Can you learn to like yourself enough to stop minimizing your accomplishments? Can you learn to love yourself? Can you learn to appreciate all the hell that you've gone through and the fact that you're still here? And the fact that you're still holding on to love. Through all the hell you've gone through all the rejections you've taken on, through all the self-hatred and the loss of love and the rejections and abandonment, can you still hold on to love for yourself? That's the real question. Stop asking yourself, are you worthy for other people to love? Stop asking yourself, man, is there a king out there for you? Stop asking yourself, is there a queen out there for you? Stop asking yourself, are you worthy of a king? Stop asking yourself, are you worthy of a queen? You got to be worthy of your own love, first and foremost. We got to grow up. And that's so hard for so many of us because we spent a lifetime of tearing ourselves down. We spent a lifetime of hating ourselves. We spent a lifetime of disrespecting ourselves. We got to grow up emotionally. We got to be honest with ourselves. You got to learn to be honest with you. You got to learn to fall in love with you. You got to learn how to grow in love with you. And when you learn to grow in love with you, watch how the world changes. Watch how everything about your life changes. But it starts with how you feel about you. You got to understand that. It starts there. You give all the money in the world, but if you don't like you, you're going to minimize your accomplishments. You give all the money and degrees in the world, but if you don't like you, all the money in the world ain't going to make you like you. All the degrees in the world ain't going to make you like you. You give all the money, you give all the sex in the world, all the babes, all the hot dudes in the world. But if you don't like you, none of those relationships are going to amount to anything. None of those relationships are going to have any bearing, and they're not going to change the fact that you don't like you. It don't matter how many women fall in love with you. If you don't like you, your life isn't going to change. If you don't like you, you have all the women worshiping you, you're not going to have peace and joy. You have all the dudes fighting over you and wanting for you, wanting to be with you and want to too. But if you don't like you, none of that means anything. You're still not going to have any peace. You're still not going to have any joy. You're still not going to have any happiness. Your greatest battle is fighting that monster within you. Your greatest challenge is going to be getting your ego under control. Your greatest challenge is going to be fighting the monster looking at you in the mirror. That's your greatest enemy. It is what it is. We've got to grow up emotionally. We've got to grow up spiritually. Everybody don't want to do that. The great majority of us want to be distracted. The great majority of us, we want to get distracted with religion, with politics, everything else. Because we don't want to look the person in the mirror and be honest with ourselves. And if you can't be honest with yourself, how the fuck can you be honest with a king? If you can't be honest with yourself, how the fuck can you be honest with a queen? It is what it is. I hope and pray that I said something to encourage you, to inspire you, or to even challenge your way of thinking. Family, we have to grow up emotionally. We've got to stop playing games. We've got to stop lying to ourselves. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.